Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Friday the 25th of October and we have new mods. Before we get on to the new mods, this is a mod that came out yesterday. There were a few updates, but this is the only one, and I didn't do a mod review yesterday, so I thought I'd just literally sweep this up into the mod review for today. This is the Sweep Plus 590. This is by Creative Mesh and Wopster. This is a sweeper, and generally speaking, sweepers and various different pickups we've had in game before will clear up old tracks and concrete areas and marks and that kind of thing. I think this one will pick up feed from feed areas as well, and it has a capacity of 290 litres, 280, we'll have a look at that in a sec. 9 slots this will use. They're very neat. Loads of details on this, all the pipes, connections, hoses, very detailed. Now one thing I will say, if you are going to use this in a feed area, if that is the capacity, it's quite small, to be fair. I think it's under miscellaneous. I've just been going through all the mods and gathering them all up. Yeah, 280 litres, so it's not huge. It's 2.3 metre width to this. Requires 93 horsepower to run. Now you can have it for a front loader. Oh, not a front loader, a 3-point link. Anything that's 3-point link compatible, whether you're using adapters or whatever you're using, or there is a telehandler version. The prices are identical and the slot counts are identical as well. So what we'll do, we'll just hook it up. I thought on my test map I should get some class in as well, shouldn't I? Nice animation to it up. Turn it on, the brush gets going underneath. Now what should happen is when you lower it down, these tracks that are on the floor, it should sweep away. It doesn't appear to be. Oh no, maybe it is, yeah. Doesn't help them I'm driving straight back over them. I don't know if it is or not actually. Maybe it's only on concrete. What we'll do, we can unfold it, which puts this side bit down. So if you're doing up against edges and you can't get the machinery right into the edge, you can get that little brush attachment there to go right up to the edge of something, whether it's a wall or a fence or whatever it might be. You can raise and lower that by folding, like so. What should happen then? I'm going to try some little bit of grass here. Is this going to fill up really quickly? Oh, sorry, hay I've got on the ground. There you go. So we've got our 279 litres now. What I'm going to do is lift that up. Come on, open the help menu. Because now that's full, that's got to be unloaded somewhere. So, unload here, opens up the front, and now it all pours. So it's going to depend very heavily on how many animals you've got, if you're going to use it for a feed area. Because if you've got a lot of animals, you're going to fill that up very quickly, I think, is what I'm saying. But it's a really nice mod. It's really detailed, really tidy. I like it. I think it's really cool. Let's make it a little bit different, isn't it? Turn it off, let's drop it down, and we will disconnect. So there you go, that's from yesterday. That's Sweep Plus 590 by Creative Mesh and Wopster. On to the first of today's mods. I think I've got it just over here. And just close that menu down. Now, this is the Profi Flegel Front Packer. Now, this is a cultivator for all intents and purposes. It does say front packer, and I obviously have got my triangle on the back, but what I will do is show you very quickly. It's a cultivator. That normally sits in the front of the machine, and if you're seeding, whatever you're doing behind, so that can cultivate on the front. There are plenty of seeders now that do have cultivators built in, and we do have those systems where you can put cultivator, seeder, and kind of, you know, all tightly packed together. But this is quick mounts, quick coupler, the front triangle mount. This isn't a 3-point link, so you need to have a triangle. Now it does say on the Modhub that this is found under where did I find it? Under miscellaneous? No, under weights. It was under weights. So I think one comes with this. because I do also have a mod pack installed. So what I'm going to do is very quickly. So it hooks onto there, and then what you do, just drop it down. Actually, that seems to be, that's weird. There we go. So that's lifted. We just drop it down. It doesn't turn on. Just drops to the ground. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. That's odd. That's not actually doing anything. So I've dropped that down, but I think what you then have to do is go onto the actual implement itself and drop that down as well. Yeah. Okay, I suppose that's a warning feature. If you look in the top left hand corner, if I raise that now, it doesn't seem to do anything, but it won't cultivate. If I press to lower it, it drops down a little bit, and now we're in cultivation mode. There you go. So there you go, front packer. 3 metre width, I believe it is. Raise it up, and then we'll raise the whole lot up. Like so. So this is found under... Where was it? I think it was disc harrows. It took me a little while to find it actually. I think it was disc harrows. There we go. 5,200 to buy. It is only 2 slots. That's pretty good, isn't it? But like I say, you will need the triangle. 3 metre width, 60 horsepower requirement. That's the second of our mods, and that was by... Oh, I didn't say, did I? Well, that's by Rich Black Labele, TWD Modding, and Gamer 8250. Right, on to the next one. So what we have here is the Bressel and Lard, or Bressel and Larder, L35. This is a bucket. This is by Kyosho's Modfactory, and it will use 4 slots. It comes in various different sizes we can pick from, and I'm a little bit confused on this. I don't know if it needs a bit of a tweak, but knowing my luck, it'll actually just prove me wrong now, just to be a real pain. But anyway, this is under... Now, was this under miscellaneous as well? I think it might have been. There we go. Unfortunately, it doesn't come in that stripe pattern. That would be rather cool. 1,400. Let's say it's only 4 slots. Now, actually, let's come out back one. That says the little jigsaw piece just down to the right. That says Manitou MC, and in the Modhub it says this is a bucket for forklift, but it can also be used on a front loader. So when we click on it, we can change the main colour to any one of those 3, 4. Blimey. And then we can change the capacity from 1,760 to 2,000 to 2,210 and 2,550. Then we're back. Oh no, 2,770 as well. Did I go for 2,770? I must have. So yeah, 2,770 is the largest. Obviously, you can see it just gets bigger and bigger as we go. Very nice indeed. But here's my issue. This is the Manitou mod, the MC, because the one that's not a mod, the standing game, comes with forks on it, which you can't detach. So I was wondering where the forks would go. So if I go into the MC, I'm hoping I haven't missed something glaringly obvious here. If I drive forward to it with the forklift, I don't get the thing come up for loading, for putting it on at all. So I've opened up the menu and I'm looking here to see if there's something I've missed, something obvious. So I thought, okay, well maybe it won't work with the modded one, maybe it needs to work with the in-game one, and possibly there's something that's been done with it so that when you hook up to it, the forks on the standard in-game one disappear. But absolutely nothing comes up with this one either. So where it says Manitou MC and it's designed for a forklift, I can't get it to work for a forklift at all. So yeah, I don't know if that's a bug or it's just... It can't be a typo. I don't see how you can type a whole thing saying it's designed for. So I thought, well, next thing to do then will be try with a forklift, with the front loader. So I've got my front loader, and the front loader, it works. So yeah, bit of an odd one. Don't know why that is, because the picture in the Modhub shows it on the front of on a forklift, so I really don't know why that would be. But there you go, various different sizes. That's the Black Labele L35 by Kyosho's Modfactory. Bit of a puzzler, that. Which brings me on to the last two mods. Which are these? These are both by ARM Team. I say puzzled. Puzzled's the wrong word. We've got the John Deere 690 and we've got the Krona Big Pack 12080. We had a Krona Big Pack 12080 on FS17, which I recall being cheap as chips, and I used it a lot. I don't remember it being a slab-sided. I mean, there's a bit of a kind of curve over on the top there. These are both by ARM Team, and what I'm puzzled by is they are, for all intents and purposes, identical balers. Absolutely every detail that I can tell, that I've checked, looking over them, they look absolutely identical. But they are down as separate mods, which is odd. I couldn't work out why they didn't just have one, and then in the configurations you could maybe switch the colour schemes over, so I don't know, unless they wanted to push the John Deere theme possibly, I don't know, it's a bit of an odd one. But they are, for all intents and purposes, identical. So if I look at one of them, it's the same for the other one, except one's got the John Deere colours, one's got the Krona colours on it. But, that all being said, nice mod. Square baler, does 4,000 litre bales. But, cheap as chips. I mean, super cheap. For a square baler, absolutely fantastic. They normally run at about, what, 150 grand, something like that? Not these two little beauties. Let's go and have a look under baling technology, and I'll show you what I mean. The LSB 1290 is 105 grand. I've got a few different ones actually installed at the moment. We've got the new Class Quadrant, which is 153 grand. We've got the high density baler, which is 276 grand. These two, 12 grand. 12 grand each, that's all. You can put it into a storyline as them being used balers or whatever. That does make doing square bales a far more affordable prospect now. The 2270 XD, there's 125. So yeah, 12 grand, that's absolutely brilliant. 4,000 litre bales, 115 horsepower required to run them. Options, we can have, this is slightly unusual, you can have standard, coloured front, coloured back, back to standard on this one. On the other one, standard is the grey, but oddly it hasn't got the Krona colour, which threw me. We can go coloured front, which puts the yellow one on, which kind of is the John Deere one. Coloured back, back to standard again. So anyway, there you go. I still can't go over 12 grand. That's absolutely brilliant. Super affordable balers. So what we'll do, let's go and grab one and see this thing in operation. It doesn't matter which one I grab. I think I'm going to grab the 12080. As far as operation goes, opening and closing is done like so. Smooth animation, folds all the back belt up. Open back up. We do have a beacon. And the pickup is up and down like so. It's quite a wide pickup on it. It looks quite a wide pickup. So the swath I've dropped is quite a wide one because I did want to test to see how wide it is. When we turn it on, we'll have a look at that in just a second. So, we turn it on. Get the movement inside for the compacting of the bale. Up the top here we've got all the bells and whistles, all the things that should be turning are turning. PTO driven from the side there. PTO shaft is there and vibrating, and our front pickup is spinning. So if we drop our pickup down, don't know if it's going to pick this entire swath up. It might be a little bit too wide for it. I think it is. I don't know though. That's not bad. That's quite wide. It's not going to get all of that, I don't think. Anyway, let's carry on as we are. There's a lot of swath on the ground actually, so I'm going to get quite a few coming up. But there you go. I mean, that's just, for me, I suppose like anything in game, when you've got multiple versions of, and they look slightly different in design, you then start looking at the functionality of them, you then start looking at price and those kind of things, because at the end of the day a square baler is a square baler, it will make square bales. So then you start looking at price and you start looking at aesthetics and what do you like and what do you not like. If you just want a square baler and you're building up your farm and money's a little bit tight when you start off and that kind of thing, 12 grand, result, absolute result. So there you go, that's the John Deere 690 and the Krona Big Pack 12080 by ARM team. They are 8 slots each for the first one of each one you get, and then after that the slot count drops like it does with all the other slot counts on everything. And I think that's it for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.